We ordered a Windigo earlier, Chad. We are well on the road with that one. 16-13, they upset mousesports. Mousesports desperate for points. They both are, to be fair. Windigo wants to avoid relegation. But mousesports, we said it. They've got 4 games tonight. This is a big night for them in the context of trying to qualify for the land.
Considering their opponents, right, the fact that Fnatic have just had a roster change, that Windigo aren't a top dog, you'd be wanting them to get at least 3 victories on the board, right? And this chance, they only have to be able to split and grab 2. But we did identify that Inferno is one of their weaker maps, and that's because they're really unable to get stuck into the rounds off the gun rounds on their T side. And here, once again, you know, they were unable to get it done on that side indeed.
There was a lot going on. You highlighted a few rounds. Obviously, it came down to a big execution to win it despite the momentum coming back. But you wanted to point out something. I'll send you over that way toward this lovely illustrator. I want to learn, Chad. Teach me.
This was the T pistol in the second half, and some of the things that I want to highlight here that I believe that Windigo did well is the fundamentals, you know, the spacing, the flight paths I like to call them, and the post-plant scenario. So we can whack this bad boy up because sheer long, and basically we can start playing this out. It's just a very basic pistol they're going to go for. You can see the buy over here, only one player, Victor, with utility. The rest of them have armor, and over here they're very stubborn, and you see this from teams that are very individual or they have star players, normally going for 5 sets of armor on the CT side. That's how this is going to unfold, and the opening kill is even going to go in the favor of the boys from mousesports. So that's a really good start, right? These decoys are used, they're going to posture in the middle, they're going to force some rotations, a little bit of jiggle, a little bit back and forth. So even with a number down, they still have that utility on Victor. That's the one thing I want you guys to focus on. They're able to grab map control. We can see up here, Banana is given for free. They've postured in middle, and they've forced these 3 players to play more passive on the bomb site. They're going to take this control in Banana, and when you have it like this, you're only going to be expecting 2 players to be there, which is the case. Now, they're going to throw this smoke, they're going to throw the flashes, and they are going to go. Now, as they're running in, we're going to pause it in 1 second. Let's pause it now. Okay, now, I understand that we can't see it from their perspective. We're just dealing with the best that we can, but we can see the X-ray. Now, this is the flight paths that we're talking about. First spawn ran all the way across to barbecue. The reason that is important, if a player is in this position and they're facing, his line of sight is being drawn away. Now we talk at the second player. Here's a trade player who's coming in to back this guy up, the second guy to draw fire. Victor right here is using the new way to jump on up. He's creating an extra angle for a player to pick at. He's going over the top, and Chips is coming in with the bomb. He's going to tuck into the bomb side as well. So these flight paths are very important. If everybody ran the same lines, then the players would have to only focus on smaller areas. This way it's drawing the line of fire. We can play this out now. They're going to get in the bomb site. Look at this. He wasn't expecting a player to be up top. Grabs that kill. Now they find themselves in a 4-on-3 post-plant situation on the B bomb site. We're going to talk through the post-plant now. This is more fundamentals being used fantastically. You can see here on the X-ray once again, 2 players. Let's just pause it. 2 players in the back of the B bomb site. Now they're going to bait off of each other with the man at the new box or the triple box, if you like to call it, and one guy in the forward position, maybe just to play disruptor. So the reason that this is good is these 2 players here, one of them can hide and play clutch. The other one can swing off of the triple player or vice versa, depending on who gets contact first. And the reason it's good to play passive with Glocks is the USPs obviously have the range advantage. Let's play this one out and see how this is going. The CTs have to play together. They have no defuse kit because they've gone for that individual style of play. So the clock now becomes their enemy. As you can see, the bomb is now at 50% ticked on down. They go on in, they trade, the disruptor worked. Now that they're pushing in, they have to take these close range duels with the Glocks. The Glocks come out on top. And Matthew, that's all we got for this one.
That's all we got?
But we do have to talk about Chips and Sunny, our head-to-head, Matthew.
Well, we can bring up the stats. You did highlight this at the start of the game. Obviously, it was fairly even in terms of kill distribution, 18 and 19. But still a close game at 16-13.
Yes.
You talk us through these 2 specifically, but also I want to mention Blocker. Shout out to him, led the way overall.
Yeah, Ships was doing the secondary AWPing. He was over towards that B bomb site, and Sunny had a couple of impact rounds. As I mentioned previously, Sunny does his best work on a map like Mirage. This is where you're hoping to get more out of your bomb site anchors, like your Stikos and your Ropses of the world. Stika was definitely towards the top of the scoreboard, and Blocker and Victor for the likes of Windigo got a lot of, I guess, damage done on the stats at least. So that's positive.
Yeah,
even in a cache.
ADR's fine. Stats are good. Yeah. Stats are good, and we've got another map coming up between Windigo and mousesports. Now, the problem is that mousesports, like you say, they can't get the 3 from 4. They have to get 2 from 3. That's almost like splitting the difference when you have Windigo against as an opponent.
Sure.
Not ideal tonight, I can't say.
Yeah, and mousesports, the last time I believe I watched these guys play was at DreamHack Masters Stockholm against FaZe on this map, and they lost 16-1. Had snacks, though.
There's not really much else. Yeah, but they won an event with snacks. I mean,
I
look,
know.
It wasn't what they wanted when they brought him in, and it, as Henry likes to put it, a lot of time and money and energy was wasted ultimately on that move, considering they went back to where they were beforehand. It wasn't that bad either, though, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't really. It was just in the middle. I just don't think the roster change was necessary. That's probably the main thing, which I think we've all established. We've got 2 clowns here who'd like to establish things.
Yeah, I wish they were wearing their makeup. I like them more that way.
Which one juggles?
I can actually do a bit of juggling.
Cool, man.
I can't
what
any
can you
balls
do,
right now, but
Trace?
just imagine them being there.
Can you do anything, Trace?
I can flare my nostrils. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Can we get a close-up of that?
Can we actually close up on that? I want to see. I can't
They'd
see
have
it
to
right now.
zoom,
It's one of these ISOs, right?
You can keep looking.
Ah, there it is. You got it.
You can keep looking, but
And that is why I can game record and stream without compromise, because I have an Intel processor powering my nose.
wow, that's pretty cool, man. So, Keish, I guess a couple of win conditions right here would definitely have to be the double op setup. Once again, has to be highlighted from that of Mouse.
One thing I want to bring up, Chad. Do you feel like mousesports put any sort of research into this team at all? Do you think they just
Probably
turned up? That's what I think was the problem going into this one. They'd have no idea of their tendencies. I don't think that was the major problem in Inferno.
No.
But maybe on a map like Cash, where it can be very dynamic and aggressive in certain teams, that's what I think this Windigo squad will bring to the table. That's what they looked like
Yeah,
to me.
well,
anyway.
I think, we definitely saw positive signs. We had Poison on the AWP. He was doing quite nicely. Blocker was getting a lot. I think that the reason that if I was mousesports and I wouldn't necessarily do my homework is because you normally play against the tier 1 opponents on LAN. That's where you want to build a database against. And technically, you should be able to just play your own game against a team like Windigo and win. Right?
Sure,
you shouldn't
absolutely.
have to counter-strike.
Well, that's what was my sentiments going into it. But obviously, they've got more firepower than anyone anticipates, and we'll find out if they can continue their winning streak here on Cash.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll be seeing you shortly. Or not.
Probably not, actually.
Probably not. It was nice seeing you guys when I seen you. And I don't always told you so, but I told you so.
You always a told us so, to be honest. We'll see whether this B rush from the Windigo side will be successful. Sticko, not impressed so far. He'll be finding and delivering headshots left, right, and center. Crochet will back him up. That's going to be another one for the CTs. Just 1 kill so far, and poor old Chips might be up the creek at this point.
Might be up the creek. He might not even need the paddle because it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Oscar's going to go ahead and silence him rather quickly with the USP, and we're going to see that opening round go to Mousesports. And this is the big time, Henry. This is what we've been waiting for.
This
Cash.
is Counter-Strike.
This is Counter-Strike.
This is what it's all about. Windigo already taken a map off Mousesports. And you can see there's the odds from Betway. They are not favored in this particular matchup at all. It was a massive result to them. They're fighting relegation right now. We'll see whether full blocks will deliver any sort of success. Doesn't look like it right now. Bit of damage, but even more so for the Mousesports boys.
But I think at this point, you have to start calculating for your first gun round. Because if you're Windigo, you've already sunk here on your first 2 rounds. It's going to be bubble with a block and a dream and nothing more than that. And you're only as long as your longest strong chain. Henry.
But this is where it gets even stronger.
Okay.
This is the strongest point. If you can hold it together in round number 3, that's when Mousesports can run away with this half. As long as they get established, they rack up some money and find themselves in the first gun round fully equipped, and they should be running away with this game. Obviously, lost both pistols on Inferno, some tight clutches as well to the Mac 10s as they'll smoke towards the boosted position. You see no mid presence whatsoever from the CTs. They're willing to give that up. That's fine. It's on a bomb site, and if you're on AWP towards quad, for example, exactly where Oscar is, you can shut down quick approaches towards A. He'll get the first kill, taking down Blocker, and now. With 1 minute 25, they actually are going for a quick A attack, but Sunny will be dropped. It's actually looking a little bit more convincing now from the Bulgarians.
That's right. They do look like they're going to get this plant with relative ease. Now up to Stiko. He has the ump. He has middle by himself. He's going to find 1 frag on the ships who was looking for that rotation, unfortunately in the wrong location. And in this, it's all for all and 1 for 1. So we're going to see Stiko here. Trying to get any frags he can. The bomb timer ticking away. There's literally nothing he can do at this point. So that's a hard charge into the site. But he's smarter than that. That's not going to be the correct play in this position. He's going to save this ump. He's going to save his flash, his HE, and his armor. And Mousesports should have enough money going into this next round to buy up again. We're going to be seeing that first round on the board for Windigo here on Cash. A map that I don't feel we see very often.
Well, to be fair, in best of 1, certainly not. So we normally see the middle ground maps like Mirage, Inferno, some Train sometimes, but Cash is actually, especially in the European sector of Pro League, you don't see much at all. If you go over to the North American side of the pond, though, you can actually see it played quite a lot, I'd imagine. It's much more favoured for the American squads. They do seem to enjoy it a lot more. And Windigo picking up the first gun round. They will be challenged with double AWPs. It's Chris J and Oscar. Always such a potent and deadly combo. Let's see what Windigo have got, though. We obviously have no real information. I don't think mousesports will either as to how they approach this map.
Yes, the double ops there on the side of mousesports. Chris J and Oscar rocking the big greens, and Bubbles trying to slide his way out of A main and find a pick. No smoke there. There's no utility being used to hold them off from edging out into that A site, and that's what they're going to do. They realize this error. Now all the grenades are coming out on the side of Windigo. Rotation's starting to come in. The blocker's going to find that opening frag in the round, taking down Rops. Oscar at the top of highway, getting the pick onto Victor, looking for the second. Can't seem to do it. Ship's going to beat him on the draw. As it stands, a 2 versus 3. Chris J and Sunny left. Windigo be easily taking this next round, but he's up on the boost now. He's going to drop down into A main. Ships has full door control. Sunny's been spotted out. They know he's there in A main now. They know they're trying to pressure them at least towards the end of this round. When he tries to fall, he is going to fall himself. And Bubble's going to take down Chris J to round out the scoreline now 2-2. And they're going to have to come to terms with it.
It's actually quite worrying for mousesports. They actually look like they're getting out-dueled left, right, and centre. It'll be an eco for now, though. Early days, we won't be too worried for them yet. As we'll see if the P250 USB combo, no armor, no nades, will do any sort of damage towards Windigo. I don't think so. Ships is going to get a lot of presence towards middle. He won't get any kills, but he can just call boys, rush B. No problem at all here. And they'll get that bomb down. That's going to be a round victory pretty much in itself. Oscar can't even get out of the vents. So yes, they get the first kill. Henry, that's really weird. Of course they can win this. No, they pretty much can't. As the bomb gets planted, and the CTs have absolutely nothing to take this with. So Bubble just looking for these free kills. He knows there's plenty of them on the other side. And as they come through the sewers, looking to open up the bomb site, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and coming through the sewers, not really optimal for anyone in any situation. But don't let that be the scapegoat. Blocker's going to take down Stico, and what was a save round here for mousesports. Sunny the only one left alive in that tree room, 66 HP and a P250 in hand. And they're not going to be escaping to that side at all. In fact, they've hightailed it towards T-spawn. This round's going to be going to Windigo with relative ease, and rightfully so. Not having the utility, not having the firepower will certainly deter any sort of retake or any sort of action therein on the CT side to the B site. In that moment, at least 3-2 being your score now. Windigo having that, having found that success, will now be taking the lead early on in this matchup. You've got to forward fast in these situations and look ahead to your gun rounds. This is where you see mousesports now.
This is going to be an interesting situation, Trace. I couldn't agree more. Windigo will have the advantage for now, but can they hold on to it? Good grenade at the start. Will actually hit Sunny, but only a little bit. Looks like he'll be boosting up his teammate, but Victor, what is that play? This is very aggressive and very fast. Like I said to Chad, no one knows how they play. Will there be any chance for mousesports to anticipate this? It looks like they've at least stabilized somewhat. There's Sunny, 1 HP on the other side of that smoke. He'll be lucky to be alive at this point. They're not going to spam it anymore by the looks of things. Sunny just waiting for this to calm down. Here's the flash from a teammate, and back he goes towards the safety of the bomb site. 3-on-2, but bomb down in towards A main. How do they recover this situation? mousesports looking extremely comfortable right now with 3 players surrounding the bomb.
Even Sunny having only 9 HP and, well, the op there on poison. Ships getting that boost, trying to get himself over into that mid area so they can put pressure from 2 sides as they look to take this A site. Still a tall task. The bomb down an awkward situation. That A main smoke all but solidifies that there will be no action coming from A main with that AWP. Ships, though, it's going to find himself in some good positioning. But it's going to be Chris J there with the AUG at the truck. We're looking at a real awkward situation here in A main. And he can't find the frag with AWP. It's going to be Sunny that wins out on that. Now all of the Ships. 30 seconds left on the clock. About half HP. Spots one there front red. It's going to bring them both down. But Sunny's going to be there with the AWP to end the round out. And as it stands going to round 7, we've got a 3-3 score.
That's not bad, is it? 3-3, mousesports holding strong after a chaotic start there. In round number 6, you could see Victor just running through smokes and trying to surprise them. And certainly was a surprise. It was an awkward moment, but overall, it did work out for mousesports. It was touch and go for a few seconds. And We'll see if this pause will yield any sort of success for Windigo here. It's the final map of the evening. It's the first time we've seen Windigo on the main stream. Impressive so far. Struggling, though, in the lead overall.
I don't even think Indianapolis Jones could pull this one out, could he, Henry?
Even with the whip?
Even
Pretty
with the
efficient
whip,
weapon.
Even with whatever ride he's got that day, I don't even think he could do it with that hat on. In fact, you might want to just put that plan back in the incubator.
It's going to be round 7, and there will be the AWP available. It's not for the terrorists. So they're going for a B fake by the looks of things here, but the CT's not having any of it. Oh, this is actually quite an impressive sequence of events from Sticker. The fact he recovers 2 kills from that. He's seeing it at the FAMAS as well. And he's called the B's clear, boys. This is absolutely fine, but the CTs have left A completely open. They're going for a full retake here. If the bomb gets planted quickly, Windigo could actually pull this one back. Yep,
that's right. Windigo using their leaf comber here. Their leaf comber, and they're going to be at least getting that bomb down. And it doesn't look as though mousesports is too excited about the retake thus far. Going to see that utility come out. Poison hitting a crucial shot there on the Sunny before he's burnt alive, and unfortunately so. Leaving Ships and Bubble in a really awkward position here. Now left to defend this planted bomb, but the timer's ticking. They're going to find 2 frags. Now all up to Stico. He can't do anything. He can't do anything at all.
Long stories get short. It's going to be Stico actually holding towards the connector. Not really much he can do about this one. I'll see whether he can actually seek out any exit frags. He's going to find the AWP. Does that blow all the way from the bomb site? That's not bad if he steals that away due to the blast of the bomb. But Sticker did such a good job in the initial few seconds of the round. He pushes towards B, gets all that information, but they were so far removed from the A bomb site. The retake just wasn't successful whatsoever.
And all that utility could have came into some very multi-useful situations.
Absolutely.
Not a whole lot there that they were able to run away with. I mean, when you get down to these nitty-gritty parts of the round where in which the bomb's already planted and you're looking to get that retake, all it takes is one thing to go wrong, and, well, there's no things attached there at the end.
Remember, we do have the North of America's broadcast after this. It's going to be all the boys backstage ready to go. And right now, a boost from Rob. So remember, they saved the orb, but they are fully purchased into this one. Sticker gets the first kill, takes down Ships, and it's the B bomb site completely open. Even with the first frag going in favor of mousesports, once again, the bomb will be planted in a very advantageous situation for Windigo, the Bulgarian. Wonderful team. I'm actually really enjoying this.
Yeah, they're definitely making mousesports work for it. Or is it that there's a slight case of sarsaparilla there on the side of
pretty much
mousesports?
They're going to have to work their absolute hardest here. But this is so weird. You've never seen this. You've got a 5-on-4 advantage, and you go for a save. It's just because of the lack of utility, right? They don't have the firepower on a few players. But if they do save the weapons at trace, not only do they get to get the utility out again, they get to get helmets out and maybe upgrade Roth's Deagle to an SMG perhaps and give themselves a better chance. They want to hold on to the orb primarily. He's got $2,000 Oscar. He could even drop an M4 as well. I'm pretty sure he will, even though he wants to keep his own money strong. They've saved this much. They've taken such a sacrifice here. They might as well drop the M4 Oscar and try and upgrade where they can. I think Robs will be given the M4. Let's have a look at Oscar. He's feeling charitable.
A little bit of supply and command here.
Well, that's exactly it. You need to help out your teammates and make sure they've got everything they possibly need. Drop the supplies upon demand.
Yeah. Take it and leave it. 5 on the board for Windigo.
They don't drop them just about. There was an idea, but obviously doesn't have to. Trying to keep the money strong. They don't actually invest much more.
No, they do not. Going to be setting up here for the A side, and it's going to be a quick pushover of that boost. Victor out very far now. Look at the very bottom of highways. He'll be trying to make his way up. And the posturing for mousesports is that of give up A. We're going to play retake A. We do have a very, very awkward situation when it comes down to these weapons. But they're going to have to swallow their prize a little bit here. Rob's finding 1, finding 2. Blocker's going to have some say in this as well. Poison finding 2 for himself. So this one's gotten really strange really quick. Ooh. Poison's not done, though. He finds a 3rd. Now it's going to be Stico again with the ump. No head armor, but he does have a kit and a smoke against the 3 of Ships, Poison, and Bubble.
Oh. Not really much can be done here for Stico. Again, Windigo is looking impressive in these particular rounds. They're very quick. Stico having some fun with the crowd.
Crowd now.
On their feet.
On their feet.
Ready for this
Oh.
ninja defuse attempt. This is actually maybe successful. Bubble will be spraying through and securing the round. It's a nice idea. Why not? From Sicko. They actually have another buy here as well. So not the end of the world, but still, this is getting a little bit troublesome. It is a T-sided map, one of the few we have in CSGO.
Yeah, Stiko trying to re-enter that A bomb site like a tropical earthquake. Not too much that he could have hoped to have done there at the end of the round, but he had to do something, and, well, for what it's worth, they were going into another buy round. That's right, we're going to see guns all about here as we go into round number 10. Oscar finding the opening kill in a blocker with AWP. But Bubbles there going to make sense of this. People are dying left and right, Henry.
Really are. It's back and forth for Bubble. He'll be left in a 2-on-1. And we'll see whether he's got anything to say about this one. He's got the smoke grenade, and you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's wires. And that will mean the bomb should be planted at this point.
That's right. What Bubble doesn't grow won't burn him. In fact, now that the bomb's been planted, he has turned the tables in his favor. The retake's going to be on. He's going to have to be smart about it. He's able to take down Sunny. He's looking for the second one. Almost grabs it onto Chris J. But that's just not what's going to happen today.
Well, the problem is there. Sure, mousesports win the round, Trace, but you can see one player survives with the skin of his teeth. It took a one-on-one clutch. Windigo not only get a big cash injection with the bomb going down and continue to have tons of cash, mousesports anything but. They've already got an AWP on Chris J. His teammates are going to struggle. He has to drop an M4 here. There's no two ways about it. He'll have to bring that out. He gives the AWP to Oscar. Unfortunately, can't buy another one for himself. That would actually be pretty decent. They could get SMGs and 2 AWPs. He might just buy the M4 for himself. Or the bullpup. That's actually a really sick weapon on a map like Cash. You've obviously got the mid-peak and some long-range duels available to you across the map. So I actually really respect that. For Masses, for Robs and Sunny. But there's so much reset potential here. It could be a bit of an ordeal. Flashbang towards main. And Sunny will fall back, focusing his efforts towards that squeaky door.
Real awkward standoff here at the door. It's Blocker and Sunny going toe-to-toe, but Sunny's pushed off just into the crosshair of Poison's AWP. Now the A bomb site is sold to the highest bidder in Windigo, who have 5 alive. And should be able to get that bomb down here any second. They have done just that. Poison set up for an AWP play there. Really awkwardly, though. Not going to be able to find the frag onto Oscar. This is a real one-way affair there. On a 2-sided street, Henry.
Well, the bomb's down. It's over halfway, and Shibs has got a perfect play coming in here. He's guaranteed himself a kill on Rops, and that's going to be key. Oh, my goodness, he gets nothing? Oh, that could decide the round in itself. He had them all lined up, but so does Bubble. Oh, no, it's all falling apart.
Goodness.
That's gone really wrong for them. Chris J on the defuse, but he's going to burn somewhat. I don't think he's got it. There's actually done.
He's done it.
Oh, God.
Would you believe it? Henry Greer.
Oh, that's so cool. It looked like the round was falling apart, and then he drops the Molotov from the heavens.
And to be fair, had he not gotten all that damage down with his rifle on him, that would have never gone down that way. Perhaps all it took was the 1 or 2 tick damages from that Molotov that really did end that round right there. Really close affair. Windigo barely pulling it out, but they did do that, leaving the economy here of mousesports in shambles. Oscar still having the AWP. So not necessarily in the right frames of mind today here for mousesports. Or maybe they are, but it's just not clicking in the manner that it usually does. Your ESL 1 New York champions are starting to falter against the Bulgarian hands of Windigo Gaming. 7-4 is your current score, as we're rocking into the 12th round right now. In a default posture here from Windigo. Have set themselves up across the entirety of the map, and, well, at least for mousesports, they've gambled all in here on this B site.
Certainly have, and it looks like Bubble will be probing towards A. Flashbangs out, Molotov's deployed, but it actually pulls over 4 players. If this is a fake, it's absolutely beautifully done. 1 minute remaining, just Stiko in the B side. I say just, he's actually got the AK-47, definitely capable of finding multiple kills. Let's see what can be done. AWP for Oscar, that's towards A, I believe. Indeed, it's a quad. And they didn't capitalize upon their fake towards A, so the rotations will come through, but it's just 1 player. Sunny with the deagle, holding in the pit. Molotov's through, and he'll have to retreat towards the side. Stiko Not looking entirely comfortable here, but he gets the first, and the smoke down will actually deny entry, and Sunny, so good at this deagle, finds at least 2. Robs is there in time. He's going to hit a headshot here. You know he is. Great aim. Nice patience as well. And Windigo maybe overthinking the situation, panicking when the smoke was down. They lost the first player. Robs just styles them towards the end. It will be 7-5. A recovery of sorts from mousesports. Lost that round. It could have been a real one-sided affair. Victor, 3 frags, but Bubble on 11. Timeout, I'd assume, for Windigo.
That's right. mousesports on slim ice right there, holding down that B-bomb site the way they did. But in terms of how it all unfolded, you can thank Mr. Sunny there, keeping it real. And of course, the timeout coming out for Windigo as they try to theorize and understand why it is that that round did not go in their way. You have to think there's probably a little bit of tilt, but they're doing fantastic right now. They're set up with 7 rounds on the T side, keeping them alive. They might be going a little bit further than that as we get into round number 13. Freeze time starting to tick down.
The unpause comes through. Coming to the latter stages of the first half here, all of a sudden the pendulum has swung in favor of mousesports. They have all the financial advantages here. Chris J and Oscar, double AWPs. They've got a full array of utility as well. It's just 2 Galils for Windigo, and you can see they've got 2 smokes and now 4 players. Oscar takes down Bubble, that's an A main. They're going to try and respond here quickly towards middle, but from what I've seen, Windigo is certainly not the most tactical team. They can definitely capitalize on advantages and individual skill, but mousesports could still win the half, and that's a problem. Let's see whether Robs can close things out here. Timings might be slightly off, but Sunny's certainly not. It will be Oscar patrolling towards shore once again, looking likely to be a clean sweep here as they spot another player towards the highway position. It's going to be Robs, eager for a duel. He wants to take it, and he'll nail the headshot too. Now Poison left alone in a 5 versus 1 against mousesports here. Maybe gets 1 kill, gives him his position towards middle. At this stage, it's a matter of time before he goes down. He'll take at least Robs with him. Oh, that's not a bad shot. Sunny just got absolutely wrecked.
Absolutely. Poison with 20 HP and the bomb stuck in this mid-warehouse and smoke that's certainly going to leave him alone and uncovered. Perhaps a little cold as well. Didn't spot the barrel, but it's just a matter of seconds. The call has come in now. mousesports are going to have to know where he is, but it doesn't look like they're going to be jumping at the idea. They have a pretty good setup here. And with 20 seconds left on the clock, there's literally nothing that he can really accomplish in this moment. He's going to try to run up highway in some sort of hero play, but Oscar's going to be waiting in the doorway and giving him that AWP down his throat. Now it's time for a little bit of a B-Stream update.
Go for it.
What do you say, Henry?
I would love to hear some of that.
Get that refresh in there.
Go on.
Looks like we've got Ego and the Hellraisers squaring off in overtime right now. So
going at it.
Going at it, head to head. Waktik putting considerable damage down there as well, but PHR with 27 and 23 going in overtime. So when it comes to statistics, that's what you get.
Full eco and Windigo. We're hoping to dream towards the A side, but Sunny, like we said, can still clinch a victory in the first half. If they got 8-7, that's actually quite significant considering it's a T-sided map. But mousesports, a rough start, but stabilizing as we'll find ourselves now with just ships. He's got an M4, 33 HP, no bomb. He's going for the long con. He'll go all the way towards CT. You can see Chris J. He's 1 step ahead. He knows what you're up to. Hello.
Peace, bro.
Takes him out. And it was a nice idea from Ships, trying to get a couple of cheeky kills in the back, perhaps. But Chris J, 1 step ahead of the curve. And here's the kills coming in from Oscar.
Yes, indeed. Now, we don't know much about the Bulgarian esports scene, specifically within the Counter-Strike realms, but having seen a player like Cert come from Bulgaria and really make a name for himself, and then you have here Windigo also doing something along the same things. What do you know about Bulgarian esports, Henry?
Not much, only just these couple of players that I've casted before. That's about it. Haven't seen much since then. It will be Victor and Co. Aggressive towards middle, but they've let these CTs survive in the corner. Rops will punish them for it. There was a fast B split. It seems when it gets to the latter stages of halves, that's all they really have left in the tank is just set calls from the very beginning of the round, and doesn't seem to be working out for them right here, right now. Chris J might go for the up-top shot.
Oh my.
Not going to happen. It will be Sunny to close it out. A clean sweep again for mousesports as they looked pretty sharp towards the end there. If you are just joining us, believe it or not, Windigo actually won out in 16-13 affair on Inferno. 3 valuable points in the leaderboard. And that's the kind of points mousesports can't give away. They're still pretty clear. 6 teams who I think qualify through the European division. So I'm sure they're still fine, but obviously not taking points against teams like Windigo is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, specifically giving the caliber and the praise that we give a mousesports, and then having dropped that first map, okay, sure, it happens, but they're definitely being pushed to the ramparts here. 8-7 being that scoreline as we go into the second pistol on Cash. Shout out to the hardworking individuals right now who are listening to us, and your boss doesn't know. Hats off to you for doing the wrong thing.
I guess it could be fine. They could be like a driver, listen to the game.
Yep.
That'd be a nice way to do it. A nice, relaxing 6-hour drive. Way of the road.
Could be a police officer.
Friends of the road. You could meet up with them.
Yeah, way of the road, Bubs. Not to be confused with Bubble here on Windigo, who has turned up for his team big time today. Of course, we're waiting to get into this pistol round, which, from the looks of it, could be happening any second. Henry, I know we asked for questions from the audience and the people out there watching, but I'd have to ask you what questions you have off the top of your head right now.
Do you want me to ask you a question?
We'll just state a question and see if we can find an answer.
What has been your favorite event this year? ESL based,
yeah.
ideally.
I really enjoyed doing the desk in New York. Plus,
that was cool.
Being on American soil to do that was pretty.
Being in the
deal
Barclays Center in general, right? That's insane. Like, who would have thought? Like, you and I playing CS 10 years ago, and it started off in bedrooms and hotels, and then we're in the Barclays Center, and we're the main event. We've got a packed crowd. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Like, when people ask what I do, and I explain it to them, I always use that comparison. Say, you're at the Barclays Center, right? Like, oh yeah, of course. And it's like, well, I was in there last week, like doing a massive show, and it was all for us. Everyone was there watching Counter-Strike, and that's where it's going right now.
I do have to say that as cool as that event was, I also look at Brazil and just think of how wild the crowd was, how animate and activated, and just
the passion
over the edge when it came to Brazil. Those guys and girls down there are really, really passionate about this, and that's really cool to see. Specifically, given what you're saying, where it was just a little over 10 years ago, we're sitting in my room on IRC in my underwear.
Yeah, sometimes clothed.
Sometimes clothes. That's the way she goes, bud. Anyway, pistol round is among us. And it's exactly what we're going to be watching here on mousesports. Going to be trying to take this A side of the map very quickly on their T side. Blocker, the only line of defense here for Windigo. They're set up at the truck with the USP. And that smoke's going to come out, allowing mousesports to cross. Blocker can't seem to land any shots on any of the members there on mousesports. So that bomb will go down, and Blocker's down now to 5 HP. It's going to be a weird retake here for Windigo. Of course, there's not much they can do. Blocker takes that first bullet from Oscar, and it will be his last from Oscar as he finds a frag. But they're trying to get this retake going rather quickly. Stico finding one, so now just finding themselves set up in advantageous positions. An easy round on the board for mousesports, who don't lose anyone. They do get the bomb plant, and they're going to be set up for financial success. Speaking of financial success, Henry?
Got a lot of that going on.
Okay. About the property in the Caymans?
Yeah, possibly. You never know. It will be $2,000 per player of Windigo. We'll see Victor ships all those USPs. Not really much else. One flashbang available to Bubble. That suggests they're going to go for a stack somewhere and try and do whatever they can. There will be one flash towards middle, and Christian will be there to receive it. We'll see the Molotov deployed. And the flashbang too.
Poison taking out Chris J in what was a rather nice setup on Highway, but you're not going to be able to pull much out of that situation. And only losing Chris J on the side of mousesports. It's going to be plenty of money in the bank there for them to put a gun back into his hands, a weapon, I should say. Speaking of weapons, Oscar at 21 frags thus far, sitting there with 113 plus ADR, I believe it is. Could have also just made that number up, Henry. What are you going to do, right?
Nothing, really. 10-7. mousesports now challenged by the rifles of Windigo. Good nades at the start. Even better spray as they get a couple of kills there with the M4A4. Victor just lighting them up towards main entrance. And we'll have ourselves round number 18 and a 5-on-3 advantage for Windigo. They're not done here just yet, it seems, as the pressure continues to be applied here by Ships. Takes down Sticko. He's not done yet. That's a pretty audacious play, and they'll give up 2 frags. They really didn't have to do that. They need to work on their discipline. You're playing against some of the world's best here, not your everyday pug heroes. You need to make sure you're disciplined and holding up.
Need to do that. It's going to be Oscar and Rops here with a little bit of damage put down onto either of them. Real breaking stuff going on in the Twitter sphere right now, but not nearly as breaking as this mousesports hold, where in which they find themselves trying to find a way into either of these bomb sites, trying to sniff around in A main. Victor set up there at quad. Looks like it's going to be this A play. That Molotov's going to force him off quad. Blocker, though, is going to take down Rops before he can get up that highway area. Now all up to Oscar. He's been on fire this map so far, and he's got a tall task in front of him. 41 seconds on the clock. Spots one top highway. Takes down Blocker with the AK. Now Poison to Victor left to stop the plant. He did spot him there at the forklift, and one's going to come late. A-main! And he can't find Poison, and that almost turned around real quick, Henry Greer.
It really did, but Poison coming out on top once again. Keeping the dream alive here. It's not a lot working out for them this game, but 24 kills for Oscar. They've still got plenty of cash there. Who will come out on top in round number 19? It's still very close, very competitive. I'll say that much. I didn't expect that coming into this one. I thought, oh yeah, everyone's saying they did a good job against the Stralis, but surely that must have been a flash in the pan. They've won a map, and now getting back into the second as well. Good rounds and looking efficient towards middle. There's going to be 3 players there for the CTs. Oscar looking to pick them off one by one, but his teammates might beat them there. Bubble, Chris J exchanging blows, but Bubble coming out on top. He has to reload though. Rops will punish that. Grenade come through. Actually should be quite a decent one. Oscar takes 29 damage from it. Poison now will find himself with the AK-47. 3-on-3. CTs actually have the advantage considering the HP here.
Oscar, Rops, and Sonny left alive. And yes, 25 HP does not bode well as they look to get the bomb down in one of these sites right now. Finding that mid-control. Having crept their way out middle, slowly, silently, and smoothly. Don't want to slip up here, because, well, slip up in this round. Basically gift yet another one to Windigo on top of that. Victor set up here to catch Sonny, who's pushed himself into that Z connector, and Sonny's trying to spot someone on that truck area. It appears though mousesports is elected to go to this B side. 30 seconds left on the clock, and the timing was not there for Victor, who is unable to take down that of Sonny. Poison onto Rops, and the bomb still hasn't found his way into the site just yet. Ships with the big flank taking down Oscar, and it's all but over here for Sonny, who's in heaven. 14 seconds on the clock. Bomb nowhere within reach. And, well, at this point, pack it up. Pack it in. Get back to where you began, in spawn.
Well, it's not his.
Well, kind of, but...
Yeah, it sort of worked. I see what you're trying to do there.
It's the best I got, man.
bit of a car crash at the end, but still, almost stuck the landing. It will be 10-9. Windigo will have money, of course. They managed to bring another successful round to the table. Sonny doesn't get any extra cash, and his teammates do, but only second stage loss bonus. That's $1,900 per player. Is there going to be any sort of bounce back?
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back. Has absolutely no bearing. Shout out Big Sean for that banger. But at this point, it's going to be no money in the bank. Save round from the side of mousesports. They're going to have to do something quick here. And the flashes come out. Sonny finds one before Ships is able to take down him and Oscar. Victor giving one to the board as well. AK in the hands of Chris J, and he'll be the only one left alive here. 1 versus 4. He's got no armor. Does have the bomb. And, well, for all it's worth, he does have an opponent in Ships there posted. Oh, not Ships. He does have an opponent in Poison over on the B side, but backup's on its way. So anything that he does is going to have to be relatively quick. And the only thing he did there was quickly in the round and bringing us to 10-10 Henry Greer.
Greer, it's pronounced. Yeah, exactly.
Halloween's over, I guess.
Chris J, 6-11. Right there at the bottom is Oscar on 24, and Windigo have tied things up. This is pretty insane, I have to say. It's 3-2 overall in terms of the second half. Windigo, after losing the pistol, will actually have to quite a few more, but they could actually get 6 points on the leaderboard. That would be very beneficial against a team like mousesports. Desperately need them to avoid relegation here in ESL Pro League.
Friends with the Benedicts.
Oh, yes. You heard about that?
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
Not bad.
Are you friends with the Benedicts with me?
Talk about that at another time. This is a very opportune moment for that combo. Was an opportune moment for Windigo to think about what they want to do going into the next round. And for the gooder of all of us, let's see what they can do. They do have weapons on both sides of the equation now, with that MAC-10 there in Sunny. Maybe he'll turn it sideways and try to escalate things on the side of one of these maps. One of these sites, I should say. It's smelling like the B aggression should be on here at any second. The only player there from Windigo is going to be Poison, who does have the AWP. He is posted up near that generator area within the B site. Slow is smooth, and smooth is also slow, it looks like.
Apparently so, Trace, and it's going to be a very slow round for mousesports. You can see they're not looking comfortable as a dynamic and flamboyant, perhaps, as we would expect. So against a team like Windigo, I think they'd be just enjoying themselves, running around, finding the headshots. They're actually being truly tested here. As it's a bit of a catch-23 situation, if you know what I mean, because mousesports at this point still trying to break open that B bomb site, but it's getting nothing done. It's going to be Poison to defend with the AWP once again, but Victor lining them up, only good for one.
Yeah, Victor getting a little greedy there and peeking wide, thinking, or maybe not even thinking at all, that the rest of the mousesports could be there. Waiting behind, but you can't always have your breakfast at bed. Oscar's going to take down Ships, and now it's a 3-on-2. Oscar and Sunny here left to try to get this bomb planted. The time has ticked down considerably, and they are out on the B side of the map. They are out of that checker area. They do have a pretty clear path, and in fact, they're going to clear it even more. Poison's going to fall, leaving now just Bubble and Blocker. So the time's still dwindling, and like that, the round is in the bag as Blocker has taken out Sunny, and Bubble is going to also chime in as well. So we're going to be seeing this one go the entire distance, and it's going to be a pure bottle of joy.
It might be. I'm excited. 11-10.
I can hear it in your voice.
11-10. And it's the mousesports side that have called the timeout here. They know they're in trouble right now. They're not getting really anything done since the pistol and follow-up round victory. We'll see whether they can actually bring this one back. I'm sure they're capable of doing so. It's just after losing Inferno, must be getting frustrated. Didn't expect themselves to be down a map and on the cusp of losing the second as well.
We expect mousesports to be this very tight-knit, cohesive group, more fluid, like a la-la lamp.
Yeah, exactly.
But in this case, they are really truly being tested by Windigo.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. We'll see if round 22 will bring any sort of success. They've taken the tactical timeout. They've got Deagles and a Tech 9. To me, that suggests it's going to be Windigo picking up their 12th. But you never know. Like we always say, mousesports and pistols are a very deadly combination. Let's see if Victor can hold them off a little bit longer here. Nades, smokes towards middle. One smoke available for mousesports, and they don't really have much going on for them right now. A little bit of damage towards Poison, but the bomb's still down in spawn pretty much. And let's see if Sticko can find the 1D against Lee. Just the only player, well, the only other player without armor. Takes a nade and considerable damage there.
Armor not to be confused with Ama, which is exactly where we are sitting in this moment in the lovely city of Copenhagen. Did you know that, Henry?
No, what's it called, sorry?
Armor.
Armor.
Ama.
Oh.
That's how the Danish say it, Ama. I would know that because I speak fluent Danish. So, I guess at this point, you might want to turn on your window shield wipers.
Yeah.
And start to see the reality that is mousesports kind of letting it slip away. Of course, this is not much of a buy for them. But they can still put some serious pain down on this Windigo lineup. We do know what pistols are capable of in this game, and they're going to be edging out towards the A site right now. Ships finding that opening contact, and he's going to win out on the kill. Stiko falls. Blocker almost takes down that of Rops, who narrowly escapes with 1 HP. And is slowly but surely all but done here. And I don't know who Shirley is, but...
Chris J doesn't either. He doesn't know what's going on right now. It's a 4-on-1. this is Windigo looking actually impressive. He gets the bomb plant down, at least they'll have that going in their favor. I think Blocker's going to deny it though, and he will.
Just barely.
Yeah, there was like half a second there. If that's to deny, it will be 12-10, and money's actually pretty good though. mousesports racking up that loss bonus now, of course, and we'll see whether this is where they get back into it. Oscar brings out the first AWP. I don't think we'll see a double on the T, so that's very rare. And Sunny waiting to pick up his AK on the ground. He'll get it. So, round 23. Not long left here. Windigo seem indomitable on the CT side. It's again towards the boost and main entrance. His blocker just making sure there's no fast mid presence here. Tucks himself in the corner.
He does do that. And right now, it appears though mousesports kind of want to edge towards this A site. Be setting up for a little bit of a set piece here. Stiko there in the door. Gonna be ships playing up close and in their face, so he's gonna be ready for this hit. He's gonna be very close. In fact, almost too close for comfort. And things I've seen in my day.
There's been some unspeakable things that have been going on today on here and on the internet, but it's Windigo who actually will find themselves in another advantageous situation. You see, we got to the 1 minute mark. mousesports still haven't really made any move. The default has yielded nothing, no damage. Still with the majority of the utility, the CT's looking to counter boost here. This could be an incredible time to do it as well. Blocker gets himself up, and he's got the AK as well. He can go toe-to-toe with some of these players. If he times this right, which could be right now, that was a great opportunity, but he'll throw the grenade instead. A little bit of follow-up damage, but he stays alive, Trade. He doesn't lose any damage, so sure, there was an opportunity that wasn't grabbed, but still, he can still win the round here. Didn't overcommit. Good incendiary to buy some more time here. Sticker gets locked in towards Squeaky Door.
That's just that.
Bomb
Blocker
down.
going to be using that to his advantage there because that smoke was definitely stopping some of the avenues of approaches. Blocker just continues on his tear here. And he's going to be sending ships in to take down Oscar. In fact, taking them down now to a money situation that's not too appetizing if you're the side of mousesports.
Yeah, I agree. 13-10, and this has to be another partial buy for the maximum loss bonus will only get you so far, even on the T side. As we'll get ourselves now the timeout, of course. Blocker just up above, and you can see this is so underwhelming for mousesports. They all got caught off. Like I said, with Windigo with the majority of utility, suggests the default wasn't successful whatsoever. If the CTs at like the 30-second mark still have 3 incendiaries and 2 smokes, like you have not done your default correctly. You haven't put enough pressure on the key choke points to make them feel uncomfortable. So that is a bit of an issue. Masonry bags here. A tactical timeout, and I think this is still the partial buy. So let's see what they can do. I think it's Deagle's Tech 9s once again. Scouts. Deagle's a Glock, and not much else. We'll see whether this is going to be enough. mousesports win this round, they're right back in it, but that's a big if. This is a difficult one for them to pick up. But you wouldn't buy into it unless you thought there was a chance. This is going to be ships just waiting for his chance. That they can assess the situation, realize mousesports, after not having a plan for 2 or 3 rounds now, probably don't have a buy available to them after all 5 players going down in the last 3-2. This is going to be a full execution towards A. Objective primarily, get the bomb down and see what you can do after that.
I'm not going to buttercoat this one, Henry, but what we're looking at here is dangerous, especially given the weaponry over there on Windigo's side and how it is slowly dwindling and disappearing. Hope there from the mousesports side as the 14th round is on the board. And just like that, we're going to see a buy come in for mousesports and what should and, well, I guess could be the very last one for them in this matchup. So, Henry, how's the family? How's mom, dad? How's all that?
I don't know, they don't really speak to me that much.
Oh, cool, man.
No, they're cool. They're fine. I'm not a really big family man, you know.
Yeah, I know.
More of a lone wolf.
Lone man, wolf pack.
That's what they call me, the wolf, usually. What do they call you?
Trace, actually. So.
Okay, nothing cool, nothing.
Well, you know, I started this production group. We got an album coming out later this year. Mixtape after that.
Mixtape and an album.
Yeah, well, we grind in the studio, you know.
Nice, man.
THC Productions, check us out, thc.gg. That's Trace Henry Chad.
Nothing else.
Nothing else, nothing more. We're not about no wolves. We're about ships getting the headshots on the Sunny. And this bye is starting to look like the nail in the coffin for mousesports as they do take the first victim of the round and make that the second because Bubble wants to have some fun too. Rops is going to fall on his side, leaving just now Oscar, Chris, and Stiko to do something in anything. In fact, you do have Oscar over there slowly rotating back to help them, but their hit's going to have to be on A. The clock's at 50 seconds. Chris is already showing face there within A main, and he's not alone. He's going to be there with Stiko. But they're going to have to know that this hit is on, and he's now peaked. He's now taking the damage. He's now taking the shots that's going to be costing him his life. If you look at it in an optimistic perspective, well, the optometrist will tell you that those 2 frags from Oscar are not going to be enough. Match point for Windigo, sitting at 15-10. And you know what they say when the lights come on, Henry? Everybody GTFO.
Get out of here, boys. Well, it is going to be Windigo on the precipice now of victory. We'll see if this is where it all ends. It's going to be Galil's scouts. Remember, they do start to look a little bit shaky once they get right on the cusp of closing things out. Whether that'll be the case here, I'm not so sure. But for now, it's up to Oscar with the scouts to see what he can get done here. And not a whole lot, really. They've got 2 smoke strays, 1 Molotov, a single flashbang, and right now the default not looking too good. They're just going to walk into the B side. That would be the correct place to go. It's only Poison there, alone with the AWP, going to be tested and taken down. They won't be closing it out this round. Might as well save at this point as Victor gets 1. B-bomb site completely under control, and that's going to be 15-11.
You'll love to see it. Victor and Ships here, not much that they can hope to accomplish, and this bomb plant's already happened. In fact, Victor's just going to walk right into Oscar. They were going to tango, but then Oscar changed his mind, pushed him back in the chair, said, you know what, I want to dance with you after all.
This is exactly what happened on Inferno. Like, Windigo Gaming get themselves up against absolutely nothing. Like, the scouts, Galils, pistols, and that's where they just don't look convincing. It's like, I think it's that mentality we've talked about a lot in the past, maybe not so much recently, of like playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Like, you go real defensive and you're a little bit cagey. You don't want to overcommit to certain angles. And that's what can happen. You actually let them actually get into the bomb sites at that point.
Well, there are also those teams that get down to like a 15-7, 15-8, and they think, okay, well, eventually we'll win this. Like, eventually that 16th round will come in. Before you know it, you're in quadruple overtime.
That could still be a possibility.
I'm going to have to say it's not.
Remember, it was the only reason that Windigo won out on Inferno because they got a pistol rush towards B and just managed to get the first frag. It wasn't down to tactical prowess. I feel like they will be a team that struggle to close out this game. And this is not looking good either. You can see, once again, they're not getting the opening frag anymore. They're actually losing their money across the board. And this could take a while.
It could. It could take all night. And we've got that. Blocker with the AWP.
Do we?
Yeah.
We've got that, yeah, man.
I mean, I don't fly out until 9:45, so we can run this all the way to the max. And then NA can start their broadcast.
The North of Americas will be coming up after this. It's true.
The northern side of Americas. Blocker trying to put any damage he can down, and he does find some hurting on the Stiko, but that bomb's already been planted. This round's already over. It's going to be 15-12 in the favor of Windigo, who sit right there on the edge of success. Blocker, though, wants to keep at least shooting that op, at least doing something, Henry.
At least doing something. It's your favorite line, isn't it? Is that your favorite casting moment?
No, honestly, I can think of a few other ones that were really good.
That for me, I think that's number 1.
Holy moly, red bean.
Oh yeah, holy moly, red beans and ravioli.
Yeah,
that was like iconic.
That was up there right next to was it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's been a few different versions of that one, so really there's a lot to work with there.
15-12, full eco. We're going to check the questions, see if we got any more. It's always an interesting time. This is where they normally come in when the game's at its edge. We'll see.
At its edge, just like some of the other people around here who are standing on the edge of summer. It's on its way out, Sunny finding 2. Poison and Bubble. Now with USPs and nothing else that they can do. He does have a bit of an error there, but you don't let that distract you from the fact that there's literally nothing they're going to do in this round to change the outcome.
15-13. Do they have the minerals to close this one out? They've lost a player.
But as long as the outcome is income, then everything is good.
Match pause. And that could take a while. It's Windigo player dropped out randomly. Could be an internet issue, could be a PC issue. could be a number of things there, Trace. I'm not sure which it will be. Maybe we can work it out, but for now, we can just appreciate Sunny's frags there with the AK-47. Looks like everyone's back onto me, at least. 2 rounds to go until overtime. This is the feeling I had on Inferno as well. I've said on Windigo, ready to struggle to find what it takes. They definitely don't look as aggressive anymore. They don't want to be pushing in. Oh my god, is that still going?
Here's a B-Stream update for you, boys. It's currently Hellraiser and Ago. Can you guess the numbers, Henry, without cheating and looking?
Couldn't tell you. What, they're still in overtime? They're still playing?
26-24.
Well, that's a game.
Now that is the one that might not ever in a technical pause. You love to see that, sitting at 15-13. We did have a player DC. Think of some other people that want to DC right about now. So we have a little bit of a situation on our hands.
It's a bit of a situation. A massive one, but looks of things. Windigo taking their time. And at this point, all we can do is sit back and wait.
Yes.
Sports. Looking likely to bring it back to overtime. They've found some wind in their sails. Let's see if Windigo can actually... Maybe like at this point, he might have just been worth calling. I should just go aggressive. I should go for a pick at the start. Like, they hold defaults. You can see they actually don't look that impressive.
The only thing more impressive than that is a technical failure in 2018. You talk about precipice. Well, 19's right around the corner. So get with the program. Game, stream, and record without compromise on an Intel processor, Henry.
You ever been a streamer, Trace?
Nah.
Never done a stream?
I mean, I've done a stream or two, but
yeah?
It's not really like anything.
Was it good?
I'm not like really, you know, trying to show that off or really anyone ever talked about it. So. But, you know, it's not for everyone. Some people can be like the Doc. You like me? Some people can't grow mustaches. It's all...
Not much they can do about that, though, is there?
It's all relative.
Not much they can do. Apart from accept it, get over it.
Accept it, get over it, move on, which is what we will be doing shortly. I believe there was just a little bit of time gap there. Someone reconnected.
They make up for it in other departments. Who knows? Well, we are back underway. Took a couple of minutes, but the action will be concluded now. It was 16-10. mousesports have brought it back to 16-13. Oh, 15, I believe, sorry.
Something
what?
Heinously wrong with your arm.
Yeah, it's called hypermobility.
Yeah, cool, dude. Anyway, I don't see you moving really fast. Point is, let's begin to take a look at this round. We see a buy come out from the side of Windigo, wherein which is going to be several SMGs.
Oh dear, this is not a good idea.
It's already started bad. Stiko finding 2. Chris Shade's going to grab 1 as well. And in fact, this has all gone completely wrong for Windigo, who have now probably put us into overtime, Chad. How do you feel about that?
That wasn't really required, but they will still have maximum loss bonus going to the next round. They'll have orbs available to them. This is a very strange. Why not get Deagles and some utility instead of SMGs and nothing? But either way, they seem to be an SMG-focused team. Like the second round after winning the pistol, they seem to get 4 SMGs and 1 rifle. That seems to be their go-to setup. But you can see, like, if they hadn't bought all those, they'd have like 6K per player instead of 5 right now. 5K is okay, but you do not get a full buy with that. You won't have all the kits, the incendiaries, and all that sort of exciting stuff. You won't have an orb, that's for sure. The
exciting stuff on the B stream has ended. Hellraisers have topped Ago 28-24.
Well, let's see how far we can go with this one. See if we can break the record. What was it? How many rounds was played? All right.
A lot.
Nice. Right. Okay, we'll see where we can beat that.
Oh, looking like another timeout coming in. Probably more tactical than technical this time. Grab your dingoes and hold on, because this one's going all the way, I fear. Or it could be ending here. We don't know. Time will tell.
I feel like it's going overtime at this point. Unfortunately...
I don't. I think it's not. I have a hunch.
In the second half, Windigo managed to put together 8 rounds in a row after losing the pistol. It got them to this point. They found themselves here. And this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see.
It might be, but hold the phones. Hold the phones. 15-14, the moment we've all come online for. Henry, take it away.
This is what it's all about. Backs to the wall. M4's available. It's going to be the execution. No default for mousesports here. Ships boosted up. He gets a couple of frags. Oh my goodness, it looks like it's done for Quick kills coming through for Windigo, and that's going to be it. They've got so tantalizingly close, but Oscar tries he might, he cannot break them down. Another close game there, 16-13 on Inferno, 16-14 on Cash, 6 points on the board for Windigo.
Windigo have came, they have saw, and more importantly, it's time to go. And in fact, with that being said, we can begin to talk a little bit about this matchup more in depth and the results and everything that's happened across the board tonight here at the ESL Pro League, where Matchday 13 has concluded. But to do that, we need to bring in the people that are being paid to do it.
Well, that also includes you.
Well, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking because we do actually have...
Oh, gosh.
I've just got something I'd like to say. Because we have the master of closing the show here, I think that he should demonstrate that live for all of us. Trace.
Is that what you want?
Shut this bad boy
Didn't
down.
realize Machine was around.
You don't need this.
Well, here, I've got it here. They're going to do just, post-match game highlights, today's results, and match day 14, which, to remind you, comes up after IEM Chicago. Here's the highlights part. Trace, take it away.
I can cover the highlights bit. That's the bit where I usually chime in and give my, my expert degree on this. I think that it's interesting that these guys were using the SMGs so much when they were going up against rifles from time to time. I think that was a unique look at it. But I guess, back in the day, Henry, you can probably attest to this as well. Teams would go for bonus rounds with the saved SMGs into executes, and the same thing should be applicable here, even with the change of meta.
Do you think SMGs are actually going to fall from the meta a little bit because you're going to get onto rifles so much quicker?
They definitely should.
Yeah, like mid-half, you're going to see them a bit when the ecos are like back to normal.
Yeah, the only positive, I guess, if you know a team is going to full eco, you pick up a couple of SMGs to farm cash early, so then you can upgrade into like an AWP or something in the next.
Utility in that round as well,
so that's the only other positive. And then if you save them across, then you have to have like a planned strategy on either the T or the CT side.
When you know the prime example of that in the previous, the longest standing meta of CSGO, when the bomb was planted in pistol, when I was running my teams, I said we need at least 3 rifles here. You cannot get 4 SMGs out of it. You know the AKs are coming out next. You need to make sure you have at least 3 rifles, even as FAMASs, just to even have a fighting chance going to that first gun run, right?
We saw Hellraisers do that tonight, where actually I think Angel went to a Mac 10 and then Voxic the AWP just only had a P250 and everyone else had rifles, so they just did that kind of stuff. But yeah, that game was good. They looked pretty good.
You guys want me to take it
from
here?
I want you to take it.
Come on, do it.
If you guys could just
I'll
stop for a second. Okay, let's do it just proper. That's right. Today's results. Load them bad boys in, and let's see exactly what it is that we saw all day long here. And I'd ask one of you guys usually to give me some numbers, but I know numbers are not really your strong suit. It's sort of like English isn't mine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in which, yes, we went the full distance in the last 2 maps, but at least we did not go 28-24 where Hellraisers and AGO went to the dark lands of overtime.
Yeah,
and yes, they have another map.
The biggest takeaway from today would have been Windigo debut on the mainstream and actually taking 2 big victories over mousesports, who needed those very much so if they wanted to secure their place on that road to Odense. Trace.
Yes, the road to Odense, the one that's bringing us all together on this carpool, in which the bus is...
I would not share a car with any of you.
Well, that's fortunate. I would not like to share a car with you either. I would like to get into match day number 14 when we come back from our extended travels. It's not going to be next week. It's not going to be the week after. But yes, match day number 14 does highlight that of Space Soldiers. Windigo in a doubleheader again. And the Ninjas of Pajamas. Of course, some Hellraisers sprinkled in there on top. And then if you're lucky enough to have the opportunity to stick around for the North American broadcast, it's going to be Envious and Luminosity, 2 teams that cannot qualify for the Pro League. Followed by that of INTZ.
Yes, make sure you say it correctly.
Don't want to upset anyone or tickle any nose hairs, against that of Complexity, who are currently competing in Los Angeles at the Summit.
They lost.
And yeah, I think they lost in overtime there. With that being said, it does it for our show here for the European broadcast. Thank you for joining us. In fact, we'll be back for the road of Odense for match day number 14 when we come back from our extended travels. Don't go anywhere. The European match day is done, but North American broadcast does continue. And that does it for me. GTFO, good luck, have fun. Buenas noches. Bienvenido.